What's going on, guys? This is Andy with Duncanville Bookstore. I am here today making a video about our latest purchase. Earlier in the day, we bought a lot of comics. It looks like a guesstimation is somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 books. And this is exactly how it came in. You see some gray totes. You see some milk cases. You got a Baker's box, and then you even have a couple of things from Dollar Tree, which I'm sure they're missing at this time. So what the purpose of the video is not only to show you what is in this particular collection, which there's some cool stuff in there, and we'll get to that in a minute, but also to kind of go through Duncanville Bookstore's process on what it takes to process a collection and why sometimes it takes a little longer than what we want to get from unboxing video to it actually being hitting the sales floor. So what normally happens is somebody brings in a collection. In a lot of cases it's like this, but we've seen them in way worse. Most of this is actually bagged and boarded, which is pretty cool. It means the books are in better shape, and the Silver Age books that are in here are really nice. But they'll bring it in, it's jumbled up, it's mixed up. You can tell when we go through here, some books are turned the opposite way and things like that. Now, I will say that we went through every single solitary book. Bo and I up at the store touched every single book. So I didn't exactly put them in order, but I put everything where it's the same way. When it first came in, books were turned in every different directions, upside down or whatnot. But we see it like this. We see boxes come in that are completely out of order, and then we get books that are unbagged, all the way to collections that are absolutely gem mint, new bags, new boards, everything's A to Z, but that is rarely the case. So somebody brings in a collection, we look at it, we go through everything, we negotiate a price. If they accept it, we pay on that day. If not, we set up terms to be able to pay. Most of the time it's done on the same day. Then the stuff is loaded into the back of the van, and then it's brought down to the office. The offices are in a different spot than the processing center, and the office is in a different spot than the retail location. We try to get it out of the store as soon as we can and jump on getting everything in order. Once we do that, everything gets unbagged. It's one of our little pet peeves. I don't like using other people's bags and boards, even if they are clean bags and boards. It's our way of making it a DBS book. So when you get it from us, you get a clean bag and a clean board. And also if they're unbagged, it helps us to move quicker through the grading and processing portion of the collection. So it gets sorted. Priority is put in one spot. Most time priorities are either going to be big time key issues, things that are going to go on a live show, older books, things like that. The less priority are the things that end up in $3 and $5 albums or go into the store in $2 or $3 $2 boxes or $5 boxes, or they get processed for the show. In every collection that we get, including this one, there's way more books that are $5 and under than there is over. So I go through and I do the majority of the separating on that. After that, if it goes on to Facebook albums, it goes to Daniel and Tiffany, and they sort, they post pictures, and then they put up for sale. If it has to be graded, then there's a couple of us that go through and apply grades. Any of the high-end key issues or stuff like that, I process all of those at a separate time. So it takes a little bit for us to get a good size collection. This is actually mid-size. We're not even, it may be not even mid-size for us. We buy 20, 40, 50, 100 box collections on a regular basis. We also buy small stacks of stuff that accumulate. I thought this was a good size collection to be able to go through this process. So that's kind of a generalization on what we do. So now I'm going to show you exactly what was in this collection. Like I said, this is how it came in. They're jumbled up. There's not any real rhyme or reason to it. You will see clumps that are in order. What I think happened is when the gentleman went in to decide to bring some stuff I don't know that they were necessarily in good boxes. I think he transferred them into these boxes, and he just grabbed handfuls at a time, which is fine. He took care of most of the stuff, putting them into boxes. It didn't look like anything got bent whenever he got them to us. This is a gentleman that we met a few weeks ago. We've actually bought a couple of small batches from him. This is the first big batch that we've got. He has said that there is a lot more, we hope, and if there is more of this type of stuff, you're going to see more videos as we buy the rest of the collection. He said he's happy with the way the process has run to this point, and we're hoping to be able to get a bunch more books from him. From what he has said, there is a lot of Silver Age stuff, a lot of Bronze Age stuff. What you're going to see today is a lot of bronze books, but there's also some modern books, things like that. As I go through this, I will explain a little bit about what is priority and how I'm prioritizing it. You will see me put stuff in boxes. It will generally be older books that we will start processing within the next 24 to 48 hours. So, all right, guys, let's go through. I have no idea where to start, so let's go ahead and start on this one. As we get to bigger books, key issue books, I'll put those behind us to point those out. But we literally have stacks, and as you can see, they're coming out, and they're in all different directions. So let's see what all we're coming through. So you got some 3D books that came out from Eclipse. You got GI Mutants. Let's see. Might as well turn all these in the same direction as I'm going. You got some 80s and 90s independent stuff, a lot of black and white stuff. Tex Benson, because we know that's a great book. Hang with us all the way through the video, guys. I promise you there are some good books in here. But, and like I said, every collection you get stuff in there that you're like, nobody on this planet's going to want that book, but somebody out there watching might be excited about it. So here's a perfect example of a collection like this that you have to look through every book and see what all's going. So you're going through here, and there's siphons, there's terraformers, things like that. And then stuck in the middle of it is Brother Power and the Geek #1, which is a Silver Age #1 book. Geoactric Gangrene Jiu-Jitsu Gerbils. I wonder what that was supposed to be. Tales of Terror by Eclipse. There again, there's Thanos Quest #1. That's a good one. Put that one off to the side. Process that one pretty quick. It really is kind of funny because I always wonder whenever I go through stuff like this, what exactly were they thinking when they got this? And being able to buy Silver Age books and things like that, and other things that we've seen, and then all of a sudden the modern books came in, then they buy it, and there's not a whole lot of duplication, so I don't think the original owner of any of this stuff bought out a big lot of stuff or bought the store's back stock. I think this is just, he was one of those guys that literally loved to read everything. So here's a lot of Dark Horse X-Wing. There's the Boba Fett series, Enemy of the Empire. That's all good. There's Vader's Quest. Looked like a full mini-series. A lot of Dark Horse Star Wars. There is the non-foil cover to Prelude to Rebellion, which is a good one. Any of these Dark Horse Star Wars trades, all of this is out of print, so that's all good. Got some 90s Fantastic Four, some flashes, things like that. Youngblood, because you can't have a collection this size without having some early Image. Some Fool Killers. I'm seeing a bunch of newsstand editions, which is pretty cool. And then you run across some Bronze Age Teen Titans. You got DC Superstars #1. I personally read the cover off of my copy. You got Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Punisher one-shot. Some Ghost Rider books from the 90s. Some more Ghost Riders. You got Wally Wood's Thunder Agents. Some more Wally Wood stuff. That's always collectible. You got some Daredevils from the 90s. You got Bugs Bunny #1 from the 90s. Super Pro one-shot still has the card with it. We might want to check on that one. Some more Dark Horse stuff. Some Predator books. More 90s black and whites. Some 80s at DC, The Question. So this is literally what we're having to go through whenever we buy this. Every book gets touched. Every book will be turned the same direction. There's a 90s detective. There's Marvel. There's DC. There's all sorts of independents. All of the modern books will go in and be put in order. That way, if it is a mini-series or anything like that, there's Super Pro Special Edition. It doesn't have the card with it. Okay. Raiders of the Lost Ark #1. You got Star Wars Return of the Jedi 2, 3, and 4. They're all newsstand editions. I will almost guarantee you #1 is in here somewhere. Put those over here. So that's the first Milk Crate box. Like I said, nothing fantastic in this one. But some decent stuff. We'll also have some independent stuff that we can put out in the store in the dollar boxes and things like that. Cheap alternative to some of the newer books. All right, so I'm going to put those over there. Some of the modern stuff that we want to take care of off to the side as well. All right, so that's Milk Crate #1. All right, so in Dollar Tree basket #1, there is a nice batch. Well, the first key issue that we're going to come across, Sandman #8. This is the first appearance of Death in the Sandman title, done by Neil Gaiman. Did the TV show, everything else. That is a solid key issue, and it is also in very nice shape. So we will get that special attention. But then you got a stack that's about like this. There's more in here. But these are all Bronze Age Captain Americas that are in really good shape. So you got 128. You got a Silver Age Captain America 102. Then you got 127, 126, 122 where Cap's fighting Scorpion. And I can't tell you how nice some of these books are. They are in really, really nice shape. 125. Captain American Falcon 163. 52. 32. 31. 29. 30. 139. There's a cool Captain America and Falcon 137 with a Spider-Man appearance. That's a classic cover. So 136, 135, 133. This is one of my favorite issues. This is Captain America 168. This was actually the issue that they used for one of the read-along records that they put out in the 70s. In my head, I can still hear that record, I played it so much I could probably recite it word to word, and given the voices for Captain America, Falcon, and Baron Zemo. Fantastic book, really good, highly collectible. People want it because of the record. So that is a cool addition. You got DC Comics Presents #1. This is the 4th Superman Flash race, I believe. You got Superman Presents the Krypton Chronicles. You got Cap 116. And lo and behold, next is Captain America 117, first appearance of the Falcon. Excellent key issue, looks in really nice shape. We will unbag that pretty quick. We will get that in the processed and in the line to get graded. And most of what I figure that is going to be in here, most of this is going to end up in a live show in the next, probably coming up 2 or 3 weeks, depends on when we post this video. So keep an eye out. Dan will post a reminder to let everybody know when these will actually go on sale, but it will be a couple of weeks from the time we post the video. Here's a super clean Cap 118, 119, 121, 142, 141. Got some later caps, 303 and 302. Some Youngblood Strike Files. Captain America 146. 143. Got a Cap 364. Cap 159. 160. 161. 162. Go through. You got a Doctor Strange Annual #1. You got a Superman at 97. This is the Pizza Hut Collector's Edition. It was something you could have gotten from Pizza Hut. Some newer Superman books. And then Cap 148, 166, 165, 172 has a X-Men appearance. Got the Banshee. You've got Cap 164, which I think is the first Nightshade. 158, 170, 169, 151, Fighting Scorpion, 150, Cap 167. Falcon gets the wings on the costume. 157, 155. Retelling of the origin of Captain America. That's always a good book. 174. Got some more Marvel books. You got Superman Special #1, done by Gil Kane. Secret Society of Supervillains #1. There again, another book as a kid that I read nonstop. And you got some Green Lanterns. This is the issue that they talk about Hal Jordan's death after Parallax dies. Got the foil cover to it. You got some Green Lantern books that are leading up to that. Some Green Arrow books. And then stuck off in the middle, you got an X-Men 244, first appearance of Jubilee. Good solid key issue on that. Looks to be in really nice shape. X-Men 245, 246 right beside it. Some classic X-Men. You got DC Comics Presents Annual #1 featuring Superman from Earth 1 and 2. Got a Marvel Milestone Edition for reprinting X-Men #1. Can't afford the real one. There's a reprint for you. Superman War of the Worlds. Some more Green Arrow. There's a DC comic. Marvel vs. DC Comics issue #2. Wouldn't be surprised if 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all here eventually. There is a Carl's Jr. Giveaway for Superman 3. I tell you the truth, I don't know that I've ever seen that one. Seen the book itself, but I don't know that I've seen the promo for Carl's Jr. It's a great hamburger joint. There is the official movie adaptation for Superman 3. There is the Marvel Milestone Edition for Giant Size X-Men 1. Got some more X-Men stuff I'll put over here. Here is the Uncanny X-Men Days of Future Past. This reprints X-Men 141 and 142. Got X-Men Adventures #1. I believe it's the first appearance of Morph. I think that's the one. I know for a minute that was hot. Some more X-Men books. Got Superman for Earth one-shot. And Giant Size Doctor Strange #1. So, alright, that is it for the first Dollar Tree basket. So out of that Dollar Tree basket, you've got that much Bronze Age and 1 or 2 Silver Age books in there. Most of it's Captain America, but it's all good books. All of this will be processed quicker than the rest. So it all gets moved up to the front. You also had this much of the modern books that we will go through. Those will show up in $5 albums and whatnot for the Facebook. Alright, so the next Dollar Tree basket. Alright, so you start off with some Avengers West Coast, some X Factor, because every collection has to have an X Factor. Got an X Factor Annual #1. Some 90s Thor. Then you come across a really nice Wolverine #10. First Sabretooth Wolverine fight. Some more Wolverine books. You got an X-Force and Spider-Man Sabotage. This reprints the 2-issue storyline that Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane did. The crossover. Some more Spider-Man books. Got a few Wonder Woman books in here. El Diablo. Revenge of the Man-Thing Book of the Dead #2. To be honest with you, I don't remember that miniseries, so I'm going to look that up. Probably nothing, but you never know. Some Wonder Woman, some Independence Day, some Batman books from the 80s and 90s, Detective Comics. There is the first Batgirl. I believe this is Huntress as Batgirl, if I remember right. Got a J. Scott Campbell cover for Batman 563. Got a Brave and the Bold at 193. Got a big stack of Robin from the 80s, because every collection has to have that. There's some Surfer, there's some Superpowers, Here is a 5-star superhero spectacular. So it's one of the DC Special Series, but it's also a newsstand. Got more Raiders of the Lost Ark. Here's 2 and 3. Number 1 we had earlier, I believe. Got Swamp Thing, Saga of the Swamp Thing, number 1. This is not the 70s by Bernie Wrightson, but it is still good. It is before Alan Moore. Got Supervillain Team Up number 1. Black Panther number 3, done by Kirby. There's a big Black Panther run in here. So here's number 4. Here's issue number 1, done by Jack Kirby. And you've got a G.I. Joe number 1. Got that. G.I. Joe yearbooks, Tales of G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe 3D. You don't see the G.I. Joe 3D books very much. I don't know if the glasses, it does not feel like the glasses are in there, but we'll double check that. G.I. Joe Transformers 1, European Mission. Here's G.I. Joe in 3D number 1. There's actually 2 copies of it. G.I. Joe Special and G.I. Joe Order of Battle number 1. So there's some modern books to go through. Alright, the next batch that we have in here actually got me a little excited whenever we started to see it, because I was hoping there would be one in particular in here. The one that everybody's probably anticipating is not going to be in here. We haven't seen it yet, but it's a good possibility it is in there somewhere. You got Giant Size Dracula number 2. Giant Marvel Triple Action number 1. Giant Size Master of Kung Fu 1. Giant Size Daredevil 1. Giant Size Creatures featuring Werewolf by Night, which is the first Tigra. That's a good one. Giant Size Power Man number 1. Giant Size Werewolf number 2. Giant Size Supervillain Team Up, Dr. Doom versus Submariner. Giant Size Conan number 1. Giant Size Chillers number 1, which is the first Lilith. That's a good one. Giant Size Chillers number 1. And then right behind that is Supreme. So there you go. That's how collections go. Really good stack, and then Supreme. You got Black Lightning. There is a run of it. You got issue number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all in there. And there again, Supreme. Just can't have too much of that. So most of the collections that we get have runs of X-Factor in it, have a run of X-Force in it, and they also have runs of Excalibur in it. And if you check our discounted boxes, you can see those. They're just not a whole lot of collectability. More 90s black and white stuff. You got 3D Three Stooges. Back in the day, Eclipse did a lot of 3D issues. There's several 3D Three Stooges. The Real Ghostbusters, starring in Ghostbusters 2. Got a couple of issues of that. Got a copy of number 2. Then you've got Filmation's Ghostbusters. Got issue number 3, issue number 2, a couple of copies of issue number 1. And then you have a run of the new Black Hawk. So 2, 44, 46, here's 45, 48, 47, and 50. All right, so out of that box, all of this is 70s and 80s books that will be moved to the front of the line. Then you've got some 80s and 90s books that are here that will be processed in the next week or so. All right, let's see. Let's do this box. All right. So in the second milk crate that we have, you got 90s question, Dimension of Horror. I'm actually going to look that one up. Got a lot of horror fans that might be interested in this. A Book of the Dead at number 3. Check that out. I always get, this is a bunch of independents. You got Thunda, King of the Congo reprint. And then stuck off in the middle, you got Kingdom Come, I believe it's issue number 3. If you've never read that series, pick up a trade paperback or grab the series somewhere. It is fantastic. Alright, more independent stuff. More question. Looks like there's a run of the DC question books. A little bit of duplication in there. There's Dark Horse Tarzans. Threshold of Reality, whatever series that was. This one is all jumbled up. So Gordon of Gotham. That's Game Boy number 1, part of the Nintendo stuff. So we will definitely be looking that up. Caliber Comics, War of the Worlds, Fantastic Worlds, Mary Shelley Frankenstein from Topps. Not the greatest movie I've ever seen. Some of these independent stuff cracks us up around here. There's Blade Runner number 1. Really nice copy. Not a bad one. Indiana Jones. There's Swamp Thing Annual number 1. More Young Indiana Jones. First Bloodshot. X Factor Special. Another Excalibur. Young Indiana Jones, Ghouls, Tech World. Yeah. There's one that I can't put on a live video. We'll leave that to your imagination. I don't think we're going to have to do that. Invisibles number 1. There's a Sandman book. I believe elsewhere there's some more Sandmans, if I remember right. Dark Horse Terminal Point. There is another Blade Runner. That's issue number 2. Tales of Terror with a Marilyn Monroe type cover. Some good girl art. Alright, there is some more Dark Horse Star Wars. More Vader Quest. Roots of the Swamp Thing, which is reprinting, I believe, House of Secrets 92, possibly. If not, it's reprinting number 1. Flaming Carrot, Survivors. Alright, and then Gargoyles number 1. Alright. I remember whenever Bo and I went there, the milk cartons had the books that weren't the greatest. Like I said, we don't cherry pick. We tend to buy everything. We have a large customer base out there. Somebody out there is looking for those books. We're just going to need to try to get them in their hands at some point. The ones that are going back in the boxes on the tables are lower priority. We need to maximize our time and get the best stuff out as quick as we can. Here's a few of the older books that will go to the front, and then some of the modern books that we'll look at in the next little bit. All right. Off to the sides. Alright, so we'll go through the banker box. Alright, so you got from the original Star Wars, you got issue number 49, 50, 33, 34, 35. Everybody knows what's coming up. Is it here? 36. 38. Then you have the beginning of Empire Strikes Back. There's 39. There is 41. Obviously 40 was skipped to this point. And then that is the first appearance of Boba Fett. Or at least it's the first appearance of Boba Fett in the comics. I'm sure somebody will argue that. But that's a good one. And the Star Wars books look like they're in fantastic shape. 43 is the first Lando in comics. Alright, then you got some of the Marvel New Universe, like Justice. Got a few issues of that. Nothing spectacular. But then from DC, you got Justice Incorporated. Lots of Justice League, 120, 121, 123, 124. Lots of good reads. I've always loved that cover. That was a good issue. There's a battle cover from 132. 133, 34, 135 when you start getting crossovers with Shazam Squadron of Justice in the Justice League. Crisis on Earth S. If you're noticing, these are newsstand copies. Have the barcode down there. There's Superman versus Shazam. Justice League 139. Alright, this is a newer Justice League, but this is Justice League 109. And it jumps all over the place. Like I said, you have batches that are in order, and then it just goes haywire. You got Nova, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11, all in good shape. Nova, number 12, featuring a Spider-Man appearance. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21, and 22. So there's a big run of Nova. Johnny Quest, number 1, number 4, on through. You got some Secret Origins. Shade the Changeling Man, number 2. Then you got some Vertigo, some Shadow. You got some Sandman issues. There's issue 25, 26, 27, 16. You got Sandman at number 2. Back in the 70s, you got number 3, number 4. Shadow Strikes, Secret Origins 2 from the 70s. Issue number 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you jump back to Sandman. 22, 23, 24. Jumps all over the place. 70s Sandman. Raiders of the Lost Ark number 2. We've seen some others on that. Plastic Man number 11. Sleepwalker number 1. Woohoo, we can retire. Nova number 25. From the 70s Atlas Comics, Planet of the Vampires. Classic reads right there. Nova 24. Nova 23. There's a run of Sensational She-Hulk 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Some Silver Surfer issues with Thanos and Mephisto. Shadow Strikes. Got Spectre. And then Spider-Man at 6, 7, and 9 from the McFarlane run. All right, Jungle Action 23 with Black Panther. 24. Some more Marvel Newverse. Total Recall. Strange Tales featuring Brother Voodoo 170. Not sure if 169 is in here or not. I don't think so. 173. You got Strange Tales featuring Warlock number 178. That's a good one. 183, 184, 188. Another Total Recall. Another McFarlane Spider-Man. There's Strange Tales 179, which I think is First Pit Patrol. 180, First Gamora. That one up here. 181, Submariner 52 versus Sunfire. 59 is Submariner versus Thor. 60, 61, 62, 67 is the new costume. Jungle Action 22. Jungle Action 21, which is Black Panther versus the Klan. And Jungle Action 20, all featuring Black Panther. So out of that Banker box, this is the modern books that we pulled out of that. And that is everything that we're going to pull. That is an older book. That more than makes up for what is in the milk crate boxes that we didn't pull a whole lot out of. Like I said, most of this older books, they are in really nice shape. There's lots of VFs. There's going to be 9.2s and 9.4s in here. There might be some that are even better. We can only hope. So, all right, what we have left is the 3 gray totes. Do this without breaking anything, including me. All right, let's dig into the totes. All right, some 80s Dr. Fate, some Detective Comics, got an X-Men 200. It's a little bit of X-Men, there's not a whole lot. Got a Lobo #1, Full Killer, Captain Atom, Captain America, some Hulk, some Iron Mans, some Deathlocks, things like that. Doom Patrol, Daredevil. Another Captain Atom. There's an X-Men, Iron Man, Kitty Pryde and Wolverine, X-Men 237, got Spoof #5, #4, Full Killer, and then pretty sure, if I remember right, if it's not a full run, it's almost a full run of Howard the Duck. So you got Howard the Duck #1, #2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of these are in nice shape. 7, there's #9, 10, 11, and then you've got issue #12, the first Kiss in comic books. Then it jumps to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, that's the Star Wars send-up. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You got Annual #1. And then from the 80s, coincide with the movie. This is the adaptation of Howard the Duck 1 through 3. That's the full series. Got some Web of Spider-Man, Marvel 2-in-1s. You got 22, 23, 27, 28, 31. Some more Wonder Womans. Got some Bronze Age Teen Titans. Teen Titans 45, 46, 47, 48. Introducing the original Harley Quinn. 49, 50, 51, 53. Got Marvel Comics Presents Punisher. Moon Knight, number 12, number 7, number 5, 4. You got some Micronauts. You got Nam. Power of the Atom, Power Packs. Star Brand, Starman, Green Arrow, Doctor Strange. All stuff from the 80s and 90s. Green Lantern 1, there's an Iron Man. 171, 172, 179. Some 80s and 90s Captain America, Captain Atom. Marvel 2-in-1 24, Thing in Black Goliath. 19, 18, 21. More Micronauts, more Marvel 2-in-1. 7, 9, 10, 11. There's Web of Spider-Man. There's Web of Spider-Man number 8. Classic cover. Some Batmans. Batman Full Circle one-shot. Some Black Panther, Panther's Prey. Silver Surfers. Superman 4. Then you got Action Comics 443, which is a 100-page issue. Some more actions in here in just a bit. Alpha Flight, more Web of Spider-Man, Falcon, Fantastic Fours, Excalibur. Always runs of Excalibur. Not my favorite book. New Mutants. The 87 and 98 are not in here, I don't think. Silver Blade, Secret Origin. There's Silverhawks, number 1. Challengers of the Unknown, Bucky O'Hare, number 1. There's a Freedom Fighters featuring a Wonder Woman appearance. Freedom Fighter 6, 7, 8, 9. More X Factor. X-Men 196, 218. Freedom Fighters number 1. Brute Force. Caps. Ghost Rider with Punisher appearance. Alright, Guardians of the Galaxy ends up with that. Alright, so out of the first gray tote, that's the modern books that we pulled. And that is the Bronze Age books. so that is the first gray tote. We've got 2 more gray totes to go through. Like I said, the idea for the video is to kind of show you specifics about this collection because I thought it was pretty eclectic and it was pretty cool to see, to show everybody exactly how the stuff comes in, but also to let y'all know that, you know, you have to go through, you have to touch every book, you have to look and see what's in there. We do it in front of the people whenever we're buying it because we don't want something to get missed. Inevitably on collections like this, every once in a while something does. We always take contact information for people on larger collections if we feel like we're rushed in any way. We take their contact info, and if we find something in there that we didn't anticipate or that we missed the first time, then we contact them and we offer them more money to make sure that our karma stays clean and we do the right thing by them. But once it's done, you bring it down to the office, and then all of this has to be gone through. Everything, whenever you see me post it on the DBS Collectors Club and take pictures of, this is what I'm going through today. This is the process that I'm going through. I'm going back through and retouching every book. I am pulling off to the sides the ones that are priority. I'm having to slug my way through the X Factors and the X Forces and the Independents and the Eclipse books of the world to get to the good stuff, to get to the stuff that people are wanting in larger numbers. We have a decent sized staff and we have a great group of people that work here, but our time is at a premium. That's why we have to go through and we have to kind of search this stuff and go through, because we need to research it. All the older books get graded individually and it just takes time, but this is our process. This is the beginning part. And I'll be absolutely honest with you, this is what I live for. I love going through comic books. I love picking out the better books. I love seeing the older books that I read whenever I was a kid or collected throughout the years. We are all passionate collectors up here, and there's nothing more that I would rather do than to go through collections like this. And I can't wait to get to dig into some of the books that I've pulled and put off to the side. All right, so hang with me, guys. We got 2 more tubs to go through, and then we'll call it an end of the video. All right. First up is Batman the Cult, done by Starlin and Wrightson. This is issue 4. Odds are the rest of them are in here. You got some Adventures of Superman action, some Animal Man, Adam Strange, Adventures of Ford Fairlane. Excuse me. You got Ghost Castle, number 2 and number 3. More Surfers, Iron Man's Justice League of America from the 90s, Justice League Europe, Knights of Pendragon, Detective Comics. You got Cosmic Odyssey, Grindles, Marvel Comics Presents. Alright, some older Teen Titans. This is issue 41, 42, 43, 40, 44. X Factor, Magnet. Alright, the oldest X-Men that I remember being in this collection is X-Men 144, X-Men 197. I would suspect that there's going to be more X-Men if we get a chance to buy more, which I believe we will. So you got X-Men 219, you got 221, super clean copy of the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Alright, Freedom Fighters, Punisher, Marvel 2-in-1s, Marvel 2-in-1 featuring Thing and Moon Knight, which is a good one. More Marvel 2-in-1s, big long run of that. Thing and Moondragon, Warlock, Stingray. Marvel 2-in-1 was the basic team-up book, just like Marvel Team-Up was. Team-Up had Spider-Man, 2-in-1 had The Thing. There is a bunch of Master of Kung Fu. Justice League 145 and 46. You got the Justice League #1 from 87. First Maxwell Lord. Justice Incorporated Inc. #1. Secret Origins #1. An X Factor Annual featuring Apocalypse. More X-Men at 232, 233. Got Justice League 147, 148, 149. Daredevil. Doc Savage, Dr. Fate. Masters of Kung Fu, Neymar, Superman, Thor. And then stuck off in the middle is a run of Nova, including #1. There is Nova #1. Put that one up here. Then you got Nova 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That goes with some of the other Novas that we had. I think it was pretty close to a full run. West Coast Avengers, What the... #2, we sold some of those on a live show recently. Punisher War Journal, there's always Punisher books too. Alright, Supervillain Classics Galactus the Origin. It's a good book. Star Wars Droids, some more Dark Horse Star Wars. Question. More 90s reprints in black and whites. Questions from DC in the 80s. There is a Mask #2 photo cover. There's a Dracula one-shot. Prestige format. X-Terminators. X-Farce. Because that's what you need. Terminators. Youngblood Zero, Marvel Superhero Spring Special, featuring movie nights, Ghost Castle #1. There's actually 2 copies. The second one is better than the first. RoboCop. More Fantastic Four. There's a good FF353. More Terminators. Alright, The Thing from Another World, Butcher, X-Force, El Diablo. Things from Another World. Alright, some stuff from Innovation and some more independent stuff. So, alright, there is Modern pulls from the second gray tub. And that is the older books. All right, last but not least, got one more gray tub. All right, Silver Surfer, Spectre. There's some spectacular Spider-Mans with Hobgoblin appearance. And then Star Wars number 11. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So that is a big run of the Marvel Star Wars. Star Blazers number 2. Don't know. Captain Atom. It's the first post-crisis appearance of Jason Todd. They went back and redid the origin after Crisis. Blue Beetle, Captain America, Superman. There is a Marvel run of Star Trek. I think that got Daniel's attention behind the camera. All the way through 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So that's 1 through 16. The Marvel run was actually not bad. The first DC run wasn't bad. Got bad after that in a hurry. Alright, Transformers Headmasters number 1. Superman number 9 with the Joker cover. Web of Spider-Man, West Coast Avengers, X-Factor 17. More Micronauts. Big giant run of Micronauts. Marvel 2-in-1. $37, $38, $39, all the way down into $41. Got a bunch of Action Comics. These are Action Comics from the 70s. This is always one of my favorite, where Jaws grabs Superman by the cape, because you know that's going to happen. Superman getting a stomach ache from eating a lot of hamburgers. Action 449, then you get into 588. There's Action Comics 500. There is Action Comics 484. Action Comics 583, part of the Alan Moore Whatever Happened to Superman storyline. Action 401, 419, 428, 30, 32, 33, 36, 38, 39, 40, 41, 44, 46, 47, 48. These are all in the 400s. 42, 425, 427. That's some 80s action. Congo Bill from Vertigo, Nightbreed. Some Justice League 140, 141. Time Cop. Justice League 142, 44. Secret Origin 7. Some Magic, the miniseries, Master of Kung Fu. Punisher War Journal versus Ghost Rider. Planet 9 from Outer Space, prestige format. Couple of copies, 3 copies of Youngblood #1. Youngblood 4. This is Youngblood 2. This is the green variant. First appearance of Prophet. So another Youngblood #1. Some more Youngbloods. Y'all can notice what box that goes into. Captain Atom 42 is actually a under-the-radar book. This is the first appearance of Death from the Sandman universe in the regular DC universe. All right, and then you got Watchmen at #1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 10. But that is Watchmen #1. That's the Alan Moore series that helped revolutionize 80s comics. Hawk and Dove, which did not revolutionize anything. Fantastic Four, X-Men vs. Avengers. Marvel 2-in-1 annuals. More Marvel 2-in-1 annuals. More Micronauts. Freedom Fighters. Thor, Batman, and Thor 383. That is it. We have now gone through all the boxes. So in that last tub, you've got that for Modern Books. It looks like we pulled a short box and just a little bit over. And then all of that. And all of that came out of the last tub, which will put us probably at 4.5 short boxes of older books. So out of this collection, you've got, it looks like we've got 4, 5, probably 6 short boxes that are going to get attention first, plus the books that we have on the wall. All of that will be done as quick as we can, probably within a couple of weeks. The rest of it will be unbagged, put in order. Some of it will be put out for sale in the store. Some of it may end up on a $3 album for Daniel. We'll just have to see where the rest of it kind of shakes out and where it falls. But that's how we kind of do things. I've walked you through looking at a collection, and then I've also told you some things. If you have any questions, please contact us. You can make comments within the video. You can contact us through Instagram, Facebook, the website. any of that in any way that you'd like to. We'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. If you've seen anything in particular that you're interested in, you can ask ahead of time. All I can do is tell you if whether it's been processed or not. If it's been processed, we'll be happy to try to sell it to you. If it has not been processed, please rewind the video and watch so you can go through the process of what we have to do to get everything ready for sale, and then maybe you'll understand why it takes a little bit. We are going to do more videos like this. This has been super cool. I know, like I said, not every collection that comes through the door is all fantastic stuff, but not every collection is junk. There's jewels in everything that we feel like in everything that we buy. So we'll be happy to show you guys as they come rolling in. I did buy 2 other collections in the same day as what you're seeing this. We're going to do our best to get videos on that as well. One of them, keep an eye out for 3 foot lockers full of books, and then also keep a lookout for about 200 Silver Age original owner books that we're picking up on Monday. I looked at it today, which is a Friday, and we're going to try to pick it up within the next 2 or 3 days. So if you do have anything for sale, if you're in the DFW area, we're open 7 days a week. We're always looking at books. We're always trying to buy something. Keep in mind, if you do bring something into us, our prices are based on how we plan on selling the books, whether it is online or in the store or at a convention. And it's also based on condition of your items and what our inventory needs are at that time. We are always moving books. It changes all the time. We try to pay fair prices. If we don't make an offer on your stuff, it does not mean that it is bad inventory. It's either we're filled up with that at this time, or it's not something that we feel like we can make you a fair offer on. So we would rather not make you an offer. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it. If you have any questions, please contact us. Thanks for watching. Remember to watch the Facebook page for live shows and albums, the Instagram pages for information considering items that we're getting in stock. Check the website. Tiffany and Quincy are putting as much on as they can. They're always adding stuff every day. And be careful out there. Take care of each other. Everybody stay healthy and happy. And we will catch you next time. Have a good one, guys. And thank you very much.